In other stories, as the rainy season begins, farmers in Borno State are returning to their farmlands despite the threat of insurgent attacks. They say abandoning cultivation is not an option as farming remains their only source of food and income. In Molai community near Maiduguri, farmers work under the protection of security escorts. Each trip to the farm is risky, but many insist they must keep planting to feed their families and sustain the local food supply. TV360's correspondent Solomon Josiah completes this report.
In Borno State, farming is more than survival. It is a fight to defeat hunger and escape poverty. The state, blessed with fertile land, has always been known for producing crops such as maize, millet, beans, rice and groundnuts. However, years of insurgency have destroyed farmlands, displaced communities and reduced agricultural output. Many farmers cannot access large portions of land due to security concerns, forcing them to work on smaller plots that barely sustain their household.
Abin da muke fuskanta a cikin noma a cikin kasan Borno shine insurgency nan.
Even now, insurgents remain in the bushes not far from our communities. As men, we cannot risk going to farms deep in the bush because if they see us, they will kill us. Sometimes, they spare the women only season the food they harvest. That is why we often send our wives to cultivate the farmlands far away from home.
Da son samu gwamnati su taimake mu.
Muna zuwa gonakinmu da mu da yaranmu.
Every day I go to the farm with my children, but my husband never follows us to the distant farmlands. At times, we encounter insurgents, but because we are women, they usually spare us, only taking what we have. I farm in areas far from home, but thankfully I have never encountered insurgents on my way. I know they are around, but I have managed to carry out my farming successfully every year without direct confrontation.
Government officials have assured continuous support to farming communities, promising to provide security escorts, distribute input, and empower farmers through agricultural programs. Authorities also emphasize that food security in Borno, and by extension Nigeria, depends on the resilience of these farmers who refuse to give up despite the odds.
Regarding the issues of agricultural activities under the leadership of Professor Babagana Umar Azim, he has ensured that people have returned back to their farm by ensuring that all the IDPs have returned to their ancestral homes and also participate in agricultural activities. First and foremost, he has to ensure that he enhanced military and security presence. The government has increased the deployment of military personnel and police in farming communities to ensure the safety of farmers and deter attacks by insurgents. This includes the establishment of military posts, civilian genital task force posts, vigilantes, hunters posts, and others near the farmlands. Secondly, there is a community vigilante groups. His Excellency empowered these local vigilante groups to assist in the protection of farmers in their farmland. And this group often composed of local residents as well as their traditional leaders. Also, there is a farmers training and awareness program. The government has initiated a program to educate farmers on best practice for security awareness.
As insecurity continues to cast a shadow over Borno's farmland, many farmers say every trip to their farm feels like a gamble with their lives. Yet, despite the constant threat of attacks, they keep going because to stop farming will mean hunger for their families and the entire community. Solomon Josiah, TV360, Borno.